or if that person is not comfortable or capable, professional translating service is going to be your best bet. Google Translate is not your friend. Avoid any kind of, free software. Having to walk back a message that doesn't resonate or maybe offends your multicultural market, it is not going to be a great look. It's really going to, it's going to hinder your efforts. And kind of like a funny example that this is famous amongst, multicultural marketing fails is the Chevy Nova, famous car from earlier, about 40, 50 years ago. And they introduced this car in Mexico. And to those of us on the call who are Spanish speakers or those who even took remedial high school Spanish, that Nova means doesn't go or won't go. And they actually didn't sell many of those cars in Mexico. So something that simple, looking at your text, looking at your copy from all angles and understanding, what in English is not really going to play in other languages. Is critical.
That's a good point. And I know we've mentioned it throughout, but I really want to draw some attention to it. And we'll lean into the Spanish side of things. Gabe, feel free to chime in. But one of the things that I thought was really important that we talked about was the Spanish, and Spanish is not always equal. There's dialects with every single language. Mine, for example, very little, very unknown. It's called Tamil. It's a very old language. And there's a dialect, though, in southern India, and there's another dialect in Sri Lanka. We can sort of understand each other, but it doesn't read the same. It doesn't sound the same a lot of times. But there's also two other bigger languages in India that have somewhat close relation with Telugu and Malayalam. And both of those languages, I can somewhat understand, pick up different words, but if you said something to me in those languages, I wouldn't understand. And I would only assume that it is the same within the Spanish realm.
Yeah. There's definitely some differences, maybe not as much as you have on your end, but yeah, there's different ways to name certain things, and how words get, or phrases get put together, or what they mean. Like the way that we say in Argentina, we say trucks. We don't say the way the Mexican culture says it, and they put a word together, say trocas. We say camionetas. So just being mindful of that, and again, just really making sure that we speak the language of the community, and just making sure that we know what that demo is. And so we speak their language. It's just making sure that we sound genuine. We touch on that so many times that, again, it's just really understanding whether you do it internally or you, again, have an agency or have somebody that understands that is super valuable, right? For the credibility of the stores, right? So there's tons of different ways to phrase things and use words, and what you don't want to do is, again, offend or sound different than what you should, right?